Was Ahab also idolatrous by coveting somebody's private property? Are we greedy, covetous, idolaters? Let's look at 1 Kings 21. Did Ahab act like a spoiled child because Naboth refused to sell him his vineyard? Meanwhile, there was a man named Naboth from Jezreel who owned a vineyard that was located contiguous to King Ahab's palace in Samaria. Ahab addressed Naboth and asked him, "I'd like to plant a vegetable garden near my house. Please exchange your vineyard with a better one from me. Or if you'd rather have cash, I'll buy it for its full value." But Naboth replied to Ahab, "No way! The Lord prohibits the sale to you of the inheritance of my ancestors." Ahab went back to his palace, sullen and in a foul mood, because Naboth the Jezreelite had turned down Ahab's offer by saying, "I will not transfer my ancestors' inheritance to you." He laid down on his bed, curled up with his face to the wall, and refused to eat. Did evil Jezebel have a plot in mind to allow her husband to take what he wanted? But Jezebel, his wife, came to him and said to him, "Why is your spirit so sad that you eat no bread?" And he said to her, "Because I spoke to Naboth the Jezreelite and said to him, 'Give me your vineyard for money, or else, if it please you, I'll give you another vineyard for it.' And he answered, 'I will not give you my vineyard.' And Jezebel his wife said to him, 'Do you now govern the entire kingdom of Israel? Arise and eat bread, and let your heart be merry. I'll give you the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite.' So she wrote letters in Ahab's name, and sealed them with his seal, and sent the letters to the elders and to the nobles that were in his city, dwelling with Naboth. And she wrote in the letters, saying, 'Proclaim a fast, and set Naboth on high among the people, and set 2 men, sons of Belial, before him, to bear witness against him, saying, You did blaspheme God and the king, and then carry him out and stone him that he may die.'" How did Naboth get cheated out of his inherited land? So the men of his city, the elders and the nobles who lived in his city, did as Jezebel had sent word to them, just as it was written in the letters which she'd sent them. They called for a fast and seated Naboth at the head of the people. Then the 2 vile men came in and sat before him, and the vile men testified against him, against Naboth, before the people, saying, "Naboth cursed God and the king," and they took him outside the city and stoned him with stones, and he died. Then they sent word to Jezebel, saying, "Naboth has been stoned and is dead." Now it happened that when Jezebel heard that Naboth had been stoned and was dead, Jezebel said to Ahab, "Arise, take possession of the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite, which he refused to give you for money, for Naboth is not alive, but dead." Now it happened that when Ahab heard that Naboth was dead, Ahab arose to go down to the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite to take possession of it. What did God have to say about the murder of Naboth and theft of his land? Then the word of the Lord came to Elijah the Tishbite, saying, "Arise, go down to meet Ahab king of Israel, who's in Samaria. Behold, he's in the vineyard of Naboth, where he's gone down to take possession of it. And you shall speak to him, saying, This is what the Lord says, Have you murdered and also taken possession? And you shall speak to him, saying, The Lord says this, In the place where the dogs licked up the blood of Naboth, the dogs will lick up your blood, yours as well." Then Ahab said to Elijah, "Have you found me, enemy of mine?" And he answered, "I have found you, because you've given yourself over to do evil in the sight of the Lord. Behold, I'm bringing disaster upon you, and I'll utterly sweep you away, and I'll eliminate from Ahab every male, both bond and free in Israel. And I'll make your house like the house of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, and like the house of Baasha the son of Ahijah, because of the provocation which you've provoked me to anger, and because you've misled Israel into sin." The Lord has also spoken of Jezebel, saying, The dogs will eat Jezebel in the territory of Jezreel. The one belonging to Ahab who dies in the city, the dogs will eat, and the one who dies in the field, the birds of the sky will eat. How does history summarize Ahab's evil legacy? What did God decide to do? There was never anyone like Ahab, who sold himself to do evil in the eyes of the Lord. Urged on by Jezebel, his wife, he behaved in the vilest manner by going after idols, like the Amorites the Lord drove out before Israel. When Ahab heard these words, he tore his clothes, put on sackcloth and fasted. He lay in sackcloth and went around meekly. Then the word of the Lord came to Elijah the Tishbite. Have you noticed how Ahab has humbled himself before me? Because he's humbled himself, I'll not bring this disaster in his day, but I'll bring it on his house in the days of his son. Are any of us guilty of idolatry because of greed or covetousness? Therefore put to death your members which are on the earth, fornication, uncleanness, passion, evil desire, and covetousness, or greed, which is idolatry. Was Ahab also idolatrous by coveting somebody's private property? Are we greedy, covetous idolaters? You decide.